We are live, Uncle John.
We're live.
What's up,
I'm
buddy?
doing well. I'm doing well. I just had a hell of a practice tonight. Oh, I got smacked around a little bit. Just a bit.
By
So, let me silence this. There we go. So, out on the East Coast, there are a lot of strong dudes out here, but there's these two brothers, and they're twins, Randy and Ralphie Bayers. Okay.
Randy and Ralphie.
Yeah.
Great.
So these two guys, I would say Randy has done a little bit more in arm wrestling, but like he's been to WAL, right? He's a WAL lightweight guy, right there with everybody else. Has had wars with like Tom Holland and all these types of guys. His brother Ralphie hasn't been as into it, but is like right there with him, just as strong. And what happens, like as time has gone by, these guys like they've moved and they got kind of like families going on, so they're not as involved as they used to be. But every time they come back, they never get weaker. They always come in and they're just as strong as they've ever been. So Ralphie was in town tonight, and we had some real good wars, and it was feeling really 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 good.
Awesome. RVJ, I just noticed is live.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Oh, well.
I saw they were talking about electrifying the arm wrestling table to have like lights when you hit the pin pad. And
What? We were talking about that 20 years ago.
I know, right?
I mean, is that like a real thing? Could that?
Well, Devin made one. I don't know if you ever saw it, but Devin had one made where you would both guys had a tap button on the side, and then it eliminated the need for a ready go. So basically, holding the button said, I'm ready. And as soon as both buttons were pushed, a light popped on, and then that would mean go. But the light would never come on until both buttons were pushed.
Okay, let me ask you something. I know arm wrestling community is like, why are you trying to reinvent the wheel, Gary Roberts? But at the end of the day, I'm just trying to make content.
Yeah.
And if I can make content that is as efficient as possible, meaning, if I want to give away a lot of money and I'm not 100, okay. When I watch Michael Todd and Todd Hutchings practice arm wrestling, there's no ref. They're ready going themselves.
Yeah.
Yet we are determining our opinions.
Yeah. People who determine their opinions on practice are not smart people.
Right. But let's say you're in a world where you and I have to arm wrestle.
Yeah.
You and me, we're the last two people on earth. Could we start a fair match without a ref?
I mean, here's the deal. It depends on how bad you want to win. If I really, really want to win, no. The answer is no.
The arm wrestling opinion. Gary stepping on RVJ's time slot. I'm on show number 14 Tuesday nights. I'm not stepping on anyone's toes. I'm training ARMTV Nation to tune in on Tuesday nights. I'm training my hosts to be available on Tuesday nights. I love RVJ, but I can't move days if he goes live.
Look, arm wrestling opinion always knows what to say to get what he wants, which is a little bit of attention.
Is arm wrestling opinion? It sounds like an official channel. Is that an official channel?
I don't know. I've never actually looked it up.
The arm wrestling opinion. Why don't you actually do what your name says and put out content opinions? Like, do something with the sport. I was thinking last night, I was like, oh, if you truly wanted to explode the sport of arm wrestling, if every single arm wrestler was actually producing content and then put it out to their people, wouldn't that like spider web? That would expand the growth, right? If there's 1,000 arm wrestling channels, imagine if there's 10,000 arm wrestling channels. Like, would that be the answer for everyone to have a channel to reach their peeps?
I don't know.
Would that just hurt the sport?
That would be a lot. That'd be a lot to take in. I don't know. I can't even find the arm wrestling opinion. I don't even know if it actually exists I can't even find anything on it.
So my point is you and I are arm wrestling and it's just the two of us. And we want to know, and when you were kids, you arm wrestled with your buddies.
Yeah. But then when you're a kid, you don't know how to screw each other over.
Right. But are you saying it'd be impossible for us if you truly wanted to win for us to?
Dude, 99% of the time, 99.9% of the time, even at practice, when I grip up with someone, my hand starts like this. 99.9% of the time, I'm carved in to start because no one wants to practice fairly. It is not.
What if I'm carved in too?
Yeah, but what if you don't want to carve in? What if you're a top roller?
So how have people arm wrestled for 1,000 years, determined to winner? I know they didn't have refs for 1,000 years.
Well, we don't even know what arm wrestling looked like 1,000 years ago. It could have been a totally different thing. They were probably breaking each other's arms all the time.
Okay, I hate to hit this home again, and we're a little off topic here, but are you saying if I meet you in a bar and I'm like, $1,000, dude, I beat your ass, we couldn't figure it out without?
We could figure it out, but you would be getting screwed by me, and you wouldn't know it.
You think so?
No, I don't think so. I know enough about Gary Roberts arm wrestling now. I know enough to it wouldn't it would just be the battle would be won before we started.
So I just posted a clip tonight and I'm watching it, 209's left, and I'm just like, is there a world without a refs where you can get? Sometimes I'm wondering if refs trying to get, I don't know, maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree.
You need good refs because there's a huge difference between a ref who is fair, firm, and gets things done, and a ref who's just screwing around and like trying to, get. If the ref is inserting himself as a character in the match, that's a bad ref. Right? Now, when you have Travis barking at you every 2 seconds, that doesn't.
You watched it?
Either. Yeah, I watched it just like 20 minutes ago. Yeah.
So I was thinking to myself, I was trying to edit this and I was like, Travis is so involved. I don't know how to edit it without.
Yeah. Put him in. Yeah.
Without having it part of the story. And so then I was like, is this good or bad for arm wrestling? With refs arguing with each other.
I don't know if it is good or bad. It's just is, I think. It depends on what kind of arm wrestling you like.
I found it somewhat entertaining, but at the same time.
So did I. I mean, it was nice because there was a big run right up. Cody Dollar was just smacking guys all over the place. And then I was like, oh, here we go with this. And then it was nice to have that little digs here and there from Travis and a little conversation happening.
Guys, if you haven't checked out some of the videos I'm posting, I mean,
really good. Like, there's a lot of good ones out there.
I hate to say it, I'm doing exactly what I want to be doing.
Nice.
I mean, let me tell you something. Let's say Wall comes back and they're doing their crazy super matches, and then they have these matchups where they invite the top whoever. And then I put out some big money and it's the same weight class, but it's like 6 guys. My whole thing, with Devin wanting to do the arm bet, I envision wanting to add betting.
Yeah.
And with my format, I mean, if you had like in horse racing where there's a certain bet where you pick the top 3
and
you get it, you only win if you get the top 3 guys.
Yeah.
in my format, I think in traditional double elimination, it can be easy to determine the top three, or for the arm wrestlers, if they wanted to fix something, they could manipulate. But I feel like my format is wide open for betting.
So, okay, so I want to ask you a question about betting, because I was thinking about betting the other day, because Artem and I have agreed to have a super match. Artem Taranenko and I.
Yeah.
We've agreed to have a super match.
Yes, please.
We have no date yet because the border closure has to end. Fingers crossed, sometime in 2021. Okay. Now, I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about betting, because both Artem and I have amassed a little bit of a following. And I was wondering this, because I don't bet on things generally. I like the idea of betting, but other than buying a Powerball or a scratch-off ticket, I just don't do gambling a whole bunch. So if Artem and I have a match, and that match is allowed to be bet on ARMBet, is it typical on other betting apps where, like, if we are having the match and we are the two guys, would we get, because we are participating and we are creating the thing that's being bet on, do we get a kickback from the betting site? No, none of that. That doesn't happen. I feel like that should happen.
Okay, so there's this, what's the thing where you auction the arm wrestlers off?
Oh, the Calcutta.
Calcutta.
Yeah.
I still remember I went to a Leonard Denise tournament in Montana, and they did the Calcutta where they auctioned off arm wrestlers, and the arm wrestlers got half. Whoever bet split the cut with the arm wrestler.
The arm wrestle. I like that.
So Jason, welcome to the show.
Jason Merlot, everybody. Hey, Jason, I just had yesterday an amazing workout for the first time with those freaking low hand top roll moves.
Good. Excellent.
I've never done that before. And it was really awkward at first, but I did like 500 reps with like super low weight just to kind of get in the groove. Yeah. And once I figured it out, like, that's a different kind of forearm pump, really.
Yeah, so if you're not a low hand top roll guy, it's definitely so awkward at first. Like, you're not supposed to be strong in that position at all. So yeah, it's for anybody that's just going to do something like that, it's going to feel awkward and it's going to look awkward until you start to get used to it. But yeah, that shit is good.
That was good. I was very satisfied after I did that. It was very, very good. Awesome.
Uncle John watches my content.
Oh, heck yes. All the time. All the time.
Okay, back to the betting real quick.
Yeah.
My thinking is, and I've been talking, so there's betting websites, DraftKings, apps, and they have a list of sports. I was thinking, like, why isn't Wall or a big organization, or I will work on it one day when I have a little bit of financing, but if you have a platform with consistent sports content, it doesn't seem impossible to build a relationship. The greatest way overnight to tap into a larger demographic that's non-arm wrestling would be the betting community. Guys who like to bet on horses, why wouldn't they bet on a male arm wrestler?
I'm sure Devin's working on it. I mean, the name of the site is ARMBet. I mean,
yeah. But ARMBet, he already has a captured audience. I'm talking about overnight capturing DraftKings audience. When I go into DraftKings, I signed up for DraftKings, and I just wanted to see how it would work. And it gives me which sports are playing now. I can go in and watch whatever sport, and I can start playing. Why not arm wrestling as an option? Bada bing, bada boop.
Yeah, 100%. I would love to see it. I just want to, personally, I want to figure out a way for me to monetarily benefit from that without actually having to bet. That's what I want to do.
And
so
you bring up another point, Gary. If they want to be able to show like that an arm wrestling match is happening, then there needs to be a more centralized spot where people eventually go to watch something. So like like how we had the app for the WAL, BR Live. Like there needs to be a centralized spot for that, which I think that opportunity is still up for grabs.
And that is what I am working on. So I mean, I don't see any reason why it can't be like underground, like Fight Club, but arm wrestling every Friday night, some random place. It's kind of unknown. Where I just say we're giving away $5,000. It's being streamed and bet on DraftKings.com. And, you know, we have a relationship with, we're paying out to you the $5,000. So you as the arm wrestlers, that's where you get your cut. But we get the wider audience. And we do that like every Friday night in a different place. No, you know, where it could be anywhere.
Of course.
I love it. I love the idea of it. I'm just like a dunce when it, like, I have no idea. I just don't.
Well, I'm doing, I'm all this editing. I'm trying to edit it in a way that it's going to have my thing, my flavor. And I'm gonna want sponsors, and you know, gonna start giving away money. And it's gonna be like, so like right now when you post a match, my thinking of my content, the story, the race is gonna be the story. And so let's say you're watching NASCAR and you post a car turning around a corner without any context. The arm wrestler's like, okay, well, which corner is that? And what are the other, you know, like the content I'm going to produce, I'm hoping the arm wrestling community wants to watch from A to Z, because if they watch matches posted in between, they don't have necessarily the context of the story or the race. And so that's what I'm trying to do to keep interest in you guys watching the content and not it being diffused by uploads. But anyways, I want to start giving some money, but I'm going to start just one class for now. Because everyone
to bet on?
Well, everyone wants to know the best is.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to be like, who's the best in New York? I got $1,000.
I love it.
You know, no offense to lighter guys, but right now the views are the most, were just the overall. Now, let's say we have Alex's numbers. Then we can start, if we're getting 300,000 to 400,000 views a day, then you could do multiple classes. But as long as I only have enough money for one class, I
think it turns into a thing where maybe you always do the open class. You have decent prizes for maybe 3 or 4 classes with weight classes, and then you have the open, just like you would at a, you know, an old school tournament, right?
Yeah. But the weight classes won't get the fancy editing.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm spending 10 hours a day. I'm right now 20 hours per class. I mean, that's a lot of editing. Okay, before we go on, we must. So you guys know who Stacey Morgan is, right?
Yes. Oh yeah.
So Stacey Morgan sponsored $250 for the Barry Bourne fight. That did not happen. I tried to return that money to Stacey Morgan. He said, "No worries, you know, you'll just owe me one." Until I'm able to pay him back for something. He'll be a co-sponsor of this show along with Western Survivor.
Nice.
So Adam, Western Survivor, plus Stacey Morgan. I'm still not 100% sure what his mission on YouTube is, but he needs support. If you guys go sign up for Stacey Morgan's channel, boom, there you go, Stacey. That's a fraction of the money that you sponsored for the Barry Bourne fight that he bitched out.
Hey, speaking of Barry Bourne, bitching.
Yes. Oh, this is gonna derail. Oh my god.
No, we're not talking about what I didn't mean.
True? Is it true he backed out of the Roger Learn fight?
That's what I see. I don't know.
Hey,
come on, Barry.
Hey. Anyone who gets in bed with Barry, understand that he sometimes can't get it up. Okay.
That's it. Like, he can be a goofball and I'll still watch him. But if he's not going to give us anything for a payoff, then what the hell are we doing? You know?
Yeah. Well, I'm out of the Barry Bourne business.
Yeah, it's probably
okay.
Good.
Before we go on to our regular topic, I wanted to read something.
Cool.
Oh, Uncle John, while I find this thing that I want to read, can you give us kind of your top 10 topics, or top 5, top 3?
What has happened? There has been a lot of stuff that's been going on. Probably, obviously, Devin and Michael have officially started pecking at each other. Just in the last like 48 hours, Devin.
Yes.
Bringing that up, actually, do you think that Devin asking about the left-handed match, do you think that was to try and distract Michael, or I can't believe that Michael would turn that down, because I feel like having a left-handed match only means a lot more dollar signs. So why would Michael turn down that match?
Because this is my belief. Because Michael hates to lose, and he knows he will lose that match. Right. Even though it means nothing, he can say it means nothing.
Right.
Michael just hates to lose that goddamn much.
Right.
That's what I kind of took away from it. Also, I think in his mind, and this will be going to what we talk about later, in Michael's mind, if he wins this, yeah, he pretty much is there, as he has a claim to number 1 in his mind. I could be wrong about that. That's what I would guess. And he is not willing to allow anything to get in the way of that. And I do believe that Devin threw that out there just to poke, to start to open the gate, right? How better to open the gate than extend a fake olive branch to your opponent? Hey, we're doing this, buddy. Why don't we also do this other thing too? It'll just be for fun. Yeah.
Right.
That's what I kind of got out of. Oh, Monster Michael Todd is here.
Nice.
He says,
Monster Michael.
There was 0 money on the left, and no, I do not need to be distracted from right. So there you go. Okay, Michael, is it?
Michael's welcome to join the show.
Yeah, Michael, click the link,
some
buddy.
Love, Mr. Superstar. Give us some love. Help us get some clicks up in this business.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get the distraction. I mean, I get it. I mean, he wants to focus everything all on the right, and I would be the same too, because everybody's going to be looking at this. Well, at least the Western Hemisphere is going to be looking like this as number 1 in the world. So I completely get it. I was just surprised. But if he's saying there's no money on the left, then it's a real poke. Then it's just a poke from Devin completely.
Yeah. I would have been shocked if he would have taken it. I would have been like, what is actually going on here? What is actually going on?
Yes.
So,
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yes.
So on that show we did with Neil Pickup, I was like, trash talking. And then someone said, what is it? Why do we need drama? And let me just ask you a really simple question. You take this match as is, you got 6 weeks to go. They're both like, I love each other, great competitors. I hope I do well. For 6 weeks, they just say, I'm training hard. I love the guy, going to do my best.
Yeah.
How many views do you get? And you like, not an actual number, but then you take the same situation and you're like, I'm going to beat his ass. And then that picks up hype because people want to know, oh my gosh, are they going to beat their ass? Who's going to, do you or do you not get more views if the 2 competitors have been a little trashy?
Yes. So
why does the arm wrestling community wonder why you need a little trash talk?
Well, that's a good question, Gary. And I bet Monster Michael Todd can probably answer that question.
There you go. Absolutely.
Monster Michael Todd.
What's up?
First of all, let's give a huge shout out to Mr. Monster Michael Todd, who has Rebecca in the last, I mean, they are crushing it. I mean, so proud of you guys for all that you have done with, it's proof. You want to do something, you just got to work hard, keep at it, don't give up, keep plugging away. Bam. That's your story.
Man, we're having a good time. We're blessed and thankful for all the support we've got. Like, you and I have talked about what we have coming. We actually pitched that proposal to someone last week, waiting on a response. It's fingers crossed. It's probably going to happen pretty soon. Don't put it out there yet, but yeah, it's looks like it's going to be pretty exciting. But yeah, in regards to the left-handed match, my left elbow and shoulder hurt daily. Like it's hard to sleep. I got pain in my left arm. So pulling left-handed and potentially injuring my left arm or my body prior to a right-handed match
makes no sense.
Fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's great that the fans want to see it. Awesome. And we can do that at a later date and even get a bigger pay-per-view then. Because, after I destroy him at this one, he's going to obviously want redemption. So there's my left arm for him. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
All right, Michael, since you've been involved with Devin so many times over the years, and you've kind of gone through this process of how Devin does Devin things in the lead up to your matches, are you less concerned about all the shenanigans in this one just because you've seen it before?
And Devin and I have a lot of respect for each other, and it's just going to be gamesmanship leading up to the event. Mm-hmm. And we've spoke previously. Every time we've done this before, we discuss where the lines are drawn, and we just don't go past that. So it's all good, man. I mean, we're cool.
What does that mean? Lines drawn? Where are the lines drawn?
It's very easy to understand that, Gary. There's certain shit you don't talk about and you don't push. Other than that, it's all good. You can. He's like, what's off limits? We discuss what's off limits. We don't go that far.
Like, so, can you give us an example of off limits?
No, I'm not giving you an example, Gary Roberts. If you can't figure that shit out, I don't know how you're missing it.
There's obvious off limits,
obvious off limits.
But then there's
obvious off limits. That's it.
Hey, let me help out.
All right.
Let me help out. So it has nothing to do with Michael's arm wrestling or anything like that. It would be something that
we've already discussed it. He said obvious off limits, family members. That's it.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
But
outside of that, pretty much everything is fair game,
So are you in agreement that if there's some banter that creates tension, the views will go up?
I don't think we need to do what you're saying. There does not need to be trash. What we are doing is he believes he's going to win. I believe I'm going to win. And we are telling our subscribers and followers and anyone that wants to listen exactly that. Like I said, Devin Larratt, in my opinion, is the biggest threat to me because he has so many options. And he's so, like I said this in our live today, I wholeheartedly believe I can beat Levon, and all I have to do is stop the match one time anywhere other than being on the pin pad, and I believe I'm going to win that match. With Devin, if I don't put him away immediately, it literally comes down to who makes the fewest mistakes. That's how good Devin Larratt is. So, I mean, I'm 100% in a lose-lose situation here. If I win, Devin was sick, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't get me any closer to the undisputed number one in the world or any of that. If I lose, I'm no longer the North American champ. I no longer have a claim to the number one in the world. But Devin's the match that made sense. Once Levon and the PAL refused to let Levon arm wrestling, the only match that made sense to grow the sport of arm wrestling to massive scales was Devin Larratt. Knowing that it was not the best option for me, it's still the best match, and that's the one I'm going for. And I'm training just as hard for this as I was if I was pulling, Levon, Godzilla, anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like I will be ready. And if Devin Larratt beats me on that day, which I cannot find a path for him to have a victory that day, if he does, I have no excuses. He beats the very best version of me.
Forgive me if you've said this on your content already, but you know exactly how many days you have. You've been creating massive content. What in a perfect world, when do you rest your arm? No lifting, no working out. How many days? Perfect.
That right there is my schedule. I don't know if you can see it. I am halfway through week 4. I have 1, 2, 3 more weeks to hit PRs. I will hit 3 more weeks of PR. Maybe that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh shit. I got 4 more weeks after this week to eventually set 2 PRs on my Monster Curl Bar and my Country Crush lat pull down in seated row. And then I will take 1 week, 2 weeks out. I'll take 1 week to do blood flow, maintenance weight. And the last week I won't do anything.
Like when you say won't do anything,
I'll do cardio, but I will not do anything with my right arm. I won't work out. I won't do anything.
And are you eating clean up until the fight? Will you take any cheat meals in there? Does it matter?
I'm starting pancakes tomorrow, but I'm one-upping his pancake with peanut butter and protein shake.
But that's not going to be cheat meals.
Yeah.
Daniel, you're totally jacked our diet up.
So the last 4 days up in the Pacific Northwest, we put on a little bit of fluff. But yeah, so all my macros will be on point for the next 32 days. May 15th, we're celebrating my grandson's birthday. We're going to have that day as a free day. So I will have one free day between now and competition time.
Have you...
How early?
Sorry, go ahead.
How early are you guys gonna go to Dubai?
We are scheduled to depart May 20th, arrive May 21st. The match is on the 28th, so we will be there, 7 days prior.
So you'll have good acclimation time then.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Do you know what the setting would look like? What the stage would look like? Do you have it envisioned of how?
I honestly have no idea.
I guess you can talk about where it's at.
I don't know where it's at. It's not going to be there because they have 300 seating, remember?
Oh, 300 seating.
Yeah, so there's going to be 300, from what I understand, 300 live tickets that will be sold.
So someone could go there and watch in person. It's not going to be, as long as they have a ticket.
Yes. That's what live tickets mean, Larry. Gary Roberts. What the
I
hell?
mean, I don't know if Larry Wheels has 300 friends and the tickets are spoken for. I don't.
Oh, I have no idea. I mean, I don't know anything except for the fact that I was told by the promotion that there will be 300 seats. It'll have a attendance of maximum 300.
But there's something really big happening just before. It's so those.
I mean, I thought,
it's going to be announced.
So, all right. So I was super stoked to hear this last week when we were on a conference call with the promotion. So obviously Thor and Eddie are fighting in September. Thor's already had one exhibition match, which it was super cool because I got to go play top golf with him and arm wrestle with him and watch him, give me pointers on log lifting and stuff. So that was awesome. But he will have a second exhibition match prior to mine and Devin's match.
Nice.
Is this breaking news?
Hard to mine and Devin's match is Thor boxing. Now it's not going to be on the pay-per-view. It'll be separate, something different, but it'll be in the same venue.
It's free too.
They will have that boxing match, and then once that match is over, they will reset up, and it'll be the arm wrestling promotion.
You guys are having. We're told on the arm wrestling community that boxing is destroying arm wrestling channels.
Very boring talking about Thor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me tell you what I want to do. Are you guys ready for this?
Yeah.
I need more subs so that I can eventually become a influencer with 500,000 subs, and I can do a celebrity boxing match. Because I am.
Who would you go? Who would you get?
I don't care. If they're going to pay me, I am. I am for sale. Let me know. Yeah. I will fight now. Let's go.
Speaking, I am for sale as well. Patreon, link below. Sign up so we can do cool shit. Michael Todd, just real quick. Have you had, let's say, not big, but semi-serious arm wrestling match where one time you prepared for it, you ate clean, and one time you didn't eat clean, you kind of weren't really watching nutrition? And can you say whether your performance was dramatically different between going in clean versus dirty?
Talk about that. How you perform fat.
The hardest match and the strongest opponent I've ever had in my life was 2017 against Andre Pushkar. And I felt like bigger was better for that. And I went on a 100% junk diet, trying to get as massive as possible. I weighed in at 313.8 pounds dressed. And I was strong, but it was nowhere near the performance that I would have if I would have eaten clean.
So when you say junk diet, like 24 hours before, you didn't even clean it up then?
No, I ate pizza and whatever I wanted leading up to it. I eat 2 large pizzas a day, and I added a protein shake to every meal. You know what I'm saying? But I was just trying to get as big as I possibly could, thinking that was the route to go. And even afterwards, Andre and I are in his room, and he goes, "Why are you so fat? You were better when you were fit." I was like, "Yeah, you're right." And it was, I mean, but so a lot of it's psychological for me as well. If I don't feel good about how I look, you know, I was more concerned about my shirt catching my back fat on the 20-foot big screen than I was beating Andre. So, but I'm different than Devin. Devin has a very high metabolism and he can eat junk and his body may just use it as fuel where mine's going to store it as fat. So, I mean, the fact that he pancake and maple syrup diet does not make me think for 1 second that he was the strongest version he's ever been.
You're not impressed. Uncle John, have we missed any super chats?
We had a couple super chats. We had one way back here from Daniel Urich, believe it or not. He says 49 more likes until Jason shows us his rod off the rack. Of course, Jason's got some nice rods back there. Everybody like this video. Get us out there a little bit. We then have Herpes Asperini with a $5 chat. I don't know if you can talk about this, Michael, but he asks, did MMT negotiate any % of the pay-per-view or gate sales?
When it was supposed to be a me and Levon match, that was the talk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall if it was in the contract or not that we signed. So I mean, I don't know, man. I hope so because I don't want to watch this. I know that was our original conversation. Once it switched to Levon to Devin, I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm glad the match is happening. I'm excited about it. And, but yeah, it would be cool to get a portion of the pay-per-views. Honestly, once the pay-per-views come in, all the initial investment will be refunded. You know, all the money that's put up, that will be, you know, covered. And then if there's money left over, it was supposed to be a split initially. I don't know if that's still the case.
When you were in Dubai, did you have conversations with like Larry Wheels, his future? Did he want to be an awesome arm wrestler? Or does he want to be the world's #1 arm wrestling promoter?
So clearly watched none of our content because in every one of our videos with Larry, he said he wants to be #1 in North America.
He wants to beat Mike.
Yeah, I knew that, but I didn't hear promoter talk.
The promoter talk is something that once we started talking to Larry, that's something that he had planned for a while. And when this opportunity presented itself, he jumped on board and was like, yeah, I'll do it. I had several other people who I had spoke to about funding the Levon match. And when it got down to it, we're all in a room and Larry's like, I'll do it. So that was it.
So now, do you think he'll do more?
Larry Wheels, king of the table, all got started right there.
So we know that Larry is going to have a match. Larry announced that he will have a match, but has there been any talk about who that opponent is or anything of that matter?
Information to share.
Should be announced soon, huh?
They should be. So we'll see.
I'm looking forward to that. I think that's a tough opponent to pick for Larry's first big match, since we really haven't seen him in a lot of actual, like real action. So I'm really interested to see who they get. That's going to look good across the table from him.
Yeah, it's going to show his growth and how far he's come as well.
Hey, the chatters are calling me retarded. I knew what Larry wanted to do as an arm wrestler, but I don't know if has the promoters like, is this a one-off with you, or you think he'll do this a lot, like host big matches? Because it could be a game changer if he did.
Okay, well, Rebecca told me I can't be a dick because I was starting off my response with obviously he wants it to be more than just a one-off event. The plan is to do this regularly.
Okay, a lot of that will depend on how it's received.
If this is successful, if the people buy the pay-per-view, if it works out, then it only makes sense for him to keep moving forward. You know, he's not starting a league. He's just his own promotion, wanted to put together some awesome matches. And so this is not going to be the match that I'm aware of, but from what Devin was saying, you know, Larry needs to arm wrestle some celebrity and just get crazy views, you know, which actually makes a ton of sense. I didn't even think about that. I was like, an arm wrestler, you know, and the idea of a celebrity made tons of sense I mean, what we're trying to do is we love the arm wrestling fans, obviously. But we're not this isn't for the arm wrestling fans exclusively. This is to expose the world to arm wrestling. So the more eyes we get on it, the better.
Larry's smart too, because he probably saw this. He's like looking at WAL possibly not happening and all this stuff coming around. And he's like, this is going to get all eyes on this. And he probably saw this as a huge opportunity to grasp it. And yeah, it's probably going to be one of the most successful organized arm wrestling things to ever happen. I mean, timing is everything. And I think Larry picked the absolute perfect time to do something like this. So excellent.
Yeah, about it, and it just made sense for Larry. You know, it wasn't something he was ready to start at this point, but once we started talking about it and discussing it, and then it made sense. He's like, listen, this, the climate that we're in right now, there's nothing big that's happening, and you can't schedule anything big due to travel restrictions or this or that. But we already know, and that was the whole reason when I saw that there was a possibility of PAL not allowing Levon to compete, I immediately reached out to Devin. I was like, this dude, I want Levon badly. And I know, you're helping me push towards that. You're trolling the shit out of the PAL. Let's continue to do that. But I need to know right now, can you be ready for a May 28th match? At the time, I thought it was May 29th. I said, can you be ready by the end of May if that falls through and it's going to be me and you? And he's like, I'm 100% in. Let's do it. So we kept pushing and we kept pushing and we kept pushing until the very last minute where we had to make the announcement that it was going to be me and Devin. We were trying our best to get them to, to step up, but it is what it is, man. I just, like I said in one of our videos, which clearly Gary doesn't watch, was that
Gary's busy.
Yeah. He said that the other day on one of his things. It's so hard for him to watch other people's content.
I don't get to watch other people's content.
I'm trying, man.
Cardio. That's it.
That's gonna be my first employee. I'm gonna hire someone to watch everyone's content to give me the notes.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be me.
Yeah.
About it being Devin as my opponent, and what I meant by that was I was very much looking forward to collabing with Devin and doing that whole Rocky Apollo preparing for Drago type scenario.
Yeah.
An amazing content to have him down here and me and him my match with.
That would be awesome.
But we had already felt that was what we were looking to do, and everything happens for a reason, man. This match is going to be crazy. It's going to be, like I said, I'm trying to make it the most uneventful pay-per-view you've ever watched in your life. I'm trying to make this the easy, like, holy shit. I want it to be a Mike Tyson 30-second knockout. I want everybody to be pissed. They walk in the other room to go get something to eat and come back and it's over. But I doubt that's what's going to happen. But I'm training for that. That's how strong I plan on being. It's just whether or not he's going to be strong enough to stop it.
Michael, do you know if Larry's still planning on staying in Dubai for longer after that, or is that anything that you can't reveal? Or?
While we were there, originally our plan was he wanted me to, when I went over in November, I'm having to adjust my arms falling asleep. When we were going to go over in November, he asked me to stay till April because that's when he was coming home.
Yeah.
And then I came back home, went back in January, and my plan was to come back in April if we got funding for the trip. And I was hoping for an April 10th, which would have been this last Saturday match with Levon. Once we realized that wasn't a possibility, we went ahead and came home on a regular scheduled day. But he had already talked to some people, and they're like, "Hey, we're going to stay here till 2022." And I've spoke to him recently, and I think they may have an extended stay. They may be there longer than that.
Wow.
Honestly, I'm going to tell you the truth. Dubai is a spectacular place. If we had our family there, we probably could have stayed. It was the safest, either one of us, the safest place I've ever been, the cleanest place I've ever been. And it basically made us feel like we went back in time, seeing families and children playing out in the park after dark, and just things that you would never see in a major city here in the United States. Just carefree. Everyone felt safe. It really is a nice place from what we saw.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Todd, when I came back into the sport of arm wrestling, it was all about wall this, wall that, wall this. And I've been saying now for a few months, we haven't actually talked to you about it. So I don't know if you've said comments on this. Forgive me if I've missed it. But if I look at what Wall did the last few years, and then I look at what you guys with Larry and Devin are doing now, to me, it just seems like a clear and present path. That's the way to go. And if Wall returns, do you think they would change paths, try to do something similar to compete, or they would just keep doing what they're doing?
I have no idea. I would suspect they would probably keep doing what they're doing because there's nothing wrong with what they're doing. What they're doing works. They just were able to make it happen last year and may not be able to make it happen this year. WAL, PAL, all those professional leagues, or those two specific professional leagues, in my opinion, are needed in the sport. It gives us a place to, showcase our skills. That being said, I like the idea of me just, talking to somebody, talking to somebody, setting up a match, and that's going to make it happen. There's funding out there for big matches. There is. I do think, having people pay, like, I don't even know how that shit works, that crowdfunding or whatever the hell that stuff is, or whatever it is that people do to raise money. There's matches out there that you could put a poll and people, I want to see this and this, and it could get funded just from, there's enough supporters and fans out there that we could pretty much see any match we wanted funded for some of the highest paydays we've ever had in the sport, just because when you have that many people that are interested, it's only a few bucks per person to make something big happen, So I like where arm wrestling's at. I'm excited about the growth of the sport and what's going on. And like I said, I love arm wrestling.
Michael, right before I came on, Corey West sent me a video of him casually repping out 7 reps at 405 on the bench. And I was just wondering, I'm like, so how is he feeling on the table? I mean, he looked pretty good in the videos you guys have had recently, but is he like coming back bigger and better than ever?
I'm just going to give you this just to tell you where Corey's currently at. When Corey, before his injury, he could do 405 for 16, get a 5 bench. He's probably around a 475 right now. He just told me about the 405 for 7. He had no spot or whatever. I haven't seen the video yet.
Casual.
Yeah. I mean, the kid's got limitless potential. He is not back to where he once was, but he will be way better than he's ever been. The injury, I've never seen him motivated to the point to where he is now. That back, all it did was just drive that dude to not want to be that. He is like, think about this. The kid was 6'3" and 330 at 11 years old. So he's all in a massive, strong human being. And for him to be in a position where he couldn't train for 12 weeks and he couldn't do this or couldn't do that, he's not a person who ever wants to feel weak, and this is just from me following him and knowing him. Feeling weak is just not something he's comfortable with, and he's going to do everything in his power to never feel weak again. You know what I mean? The kid is a freak. As far as stable, the last time we was here, we had Todd here, we had Woody here.
I watched that. I did watch it.
Corey didn't have a chance to go sideways like he normally would, or to hold like he normally would. He says he will feel better in our next practice, which will be tomorrow night. We have Leroy Walker, who's a strength powerlifting, huge presser, working on strict curl stuff right now. And then Paul Lynn's going to be here tomorrow night.
Nice.
What?
So, yeah, Paul happened to be working about 2 hours away, 2.5 hours away. And he's going to drive in tomorrow after work. We're going to get some good training in. And so Corey's going to make over for that as well. So I don't know, man. We're doing everything we can. And then Derek Smith comes in next Monday, I believe.
Yeah. Dude, you are on the path, man. You are on the path, dude. Just it's like a celebrity rotation. Just keep bumping those people through your channel.
We'll stop after next week because, I normally don't arm wrestle this much. I normally just train in the gym and follow my program that's worked for me so far. So I am beat up and I'm as broke down as I've been in a long time right now. So it's something that I feel is going to benefit me once I do heal, but there's no way I can, if I keep up doing this every week, I won't hit the numbers that I need to hit for me mentally to feel like I'm the strongest I've ever been when I go into the match. So most likely Derek coming in next week will be the last of something like that, unless some YouTuber with a couple million subs wants me to come out and do some cool shit. I would definitely do that kind of collab, but it won't be something that's going to be detrimental to my progress.
We got a couple super chats, Uncle John.
Yeah, we got Daniel Urich running away with things here. He says, go watch this man fall a tree on Monster Michael Todd's YouTube. These two killed it. Oh, that was good content, man. That was really, really good
All
stuff.
right, I'll watch that after this.
Daniel also said 16 likes left to see Jason's rod off the rack.
I'm so staying on the rack after that, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that tree falling video we had, so for some reason, you know, it's got about 10,000 views in the first 24 hours or whatever. It hasn't been as well received as some of the other videos we've had. Everyone who's seen it likes it. It's just not getting seen a bunch. It's one I believe we'll pick up at a later date, and we talked about this in our live today, and we think this was Rebecca's idea about possibly doing a series where I go out and arm wrestle, you know, hard working manual labor people on one day, and then the next day I go to work with them. So I get to beat them up on the table, and then they get to kick my ass in their manual labor job. And I
did watch the video where you arm wrestled a bunch of guys in at Daniel's event. It looks like you were in a wedding venue location that light wood. How many
refurbished barn, and it's a wedding venue now.
How many guys were there?
I didn't count, but it was
a good event.
It was a good event. It went really well.
Really proud of him.
Tango did a great job. He's got a lot of interest in arm wrestling in the Northwest right now. A lot of arm wrestlers who had been out for a while are wanting to come back, and he's wanting to keep doing events. So kid's super cool, and I love what he's doing. But yeah, we had a great time.
Outbound looks like he's still a beast.
His hand feels strong.
Oh my God, he's thicker than I remember.
Well, we all are getting older, which means we're getting thicker.
Oh, wait a minute! Don't tell me. Is it true?
Oh.
Is it true?
My goodness.
Devin Larratt coming on.
Yeah.
Devin Larratt.
You hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
What are freaking weaklings doing on here?
Yes, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Trash talk. Trash talk.
Hey, for real, why is this guy, you tell me why is this guy such a yellow belly chicken shit, huh? Can somebody tell me
if
that?
you would have been watching the video, you would know my left elbow and shoulder hurt constantly.
And you're trying to distract it. No distraction.
What? Oh, and you're going to let Rebecca talk for you too. Hey, Jody.
Get her in there.
Get her in there. I can't make any decisions for myself. Jody.
But,
Jody, I don't know how to make any decisions.
We are a partnership, Devin Larratt. So I make all my decisions with my.
Michael. I totally get it. I would not want to take the responsibility for saying no to me personally. That's a terrible.
I will happily tell you no left-handed on May 28th, but we can make that happen later.
What?
It's okay, buddy. Listen.
Devin, why left? Why suddenly you talking about the left?
I just want to arm wrestle. Look at, I'm in a place. If it's not Michael, it'll be somebody else. I just figured I'd give Michael first shot at it. I go all this way. I'm getting ready to arm wrestle. I mean, if I have the opportunity to arm wrestle both hands, I will. So,
well, couldn't that make the pay-per-view that more exciting if you get another name in there for a left-handed after?
Okay.
Who is that?
It's okay.
Is it Bob?
Who
is that?
It's.
Hi, Jody.
Hi.
What's up, Jody?
Oh, you don't want me on your show. You don't want me on your show.
Devin, is that a pancake sandwich?
It looks like a pancake sandwich.
I saw it lying around. I was just out. I came back home and I found it lying on the floor. It looked pretty good, so I was like, I'm gonna eat this. Yeah.
Devin, we'll ask you, when will you stop eating pancakes? How many days will you give you a break, or will you eat pancakes right up till the final day?
I'm not gonna stop. I will die on this hill. On this hill, I shall put my flag down, and I am not, there's not a backward step in me. Yeah.
Devin, you got to start like pushing like all this Costco stuff. You got to be getting some crazy deals on all this pancake mix. Costco.
You wouldn't believe how nice people are to me. There's people out there. some of you guys must know Rob, right? But there's people who are sending me food every once in a while. I show up and there's like a bag of Doritos, a bag of pancake mix. Man, I get like steak sent to me sometimes. Life is good. Life is really good. I'm getting fatter and fatter.
Well, you're definitely winning that battle if you're getting free food sent to you. So I haven't reached that level yet. So I'm jealous.
Pretty fantastic. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty incredible.
Devin, is there a danger of overtraining in this next, like, are you
I'm
gonna?
I'm not training. I'm just teaching. I'm not really like overtraining. I mean, I guess there's a danger if I were to be trained. Here's a crazy thing. It's so crazy. I have realized that I know absolutely nothing. All my experiments, everything I think I know, it's all bullshit. All of it. Like, I go into this year-long theory about pumpkin stuff. Like a year and a half, I've been training my right arm exclusively. I'll tell you what, I haven't done nothing with my left. I've rested it for months at a time and only arm wrestled. And I'm telling you, my left arm is a whip right now. It is a whip. Like, I got no inflammation. So I don't know. I feel like I fucked it all up. I don't think you need to train. I really don't. I think I've gotten to a point where I think some people got it, and you might not even need to train. Just enjoy the sport. And doesn't that make it a whole lot easier?
I'm going to be 100% honest. The more and more I hear about your nutrition, the more and more I lean to the Michael side of things, because as you know, I have a CrossFit background and I was around a lot of athletes, and the nutrition. I just don't buy.
Bullshit. Everybody knows that. There's not a strong person doing CrossFit.
No, I just don't buy this nutrition is making you stronger. This diet. Are you doing this to psych Michael out, and you're eating clean behind off cameras? Like, I'm not buying it.
Come and live with me, Gary. Dude, Gary, I am drinking maple syrup right out of the bottle. I am committed. People think it's a joke. Just come and live. Ask Matt. Matt lived with me for like 4 days. I will. And listen, I've got a very sad thing to tell you. Maple syrup is expensive. And sometimes I'm like doing the lower grade stuff, like the Aunt Jemima. Like it's not as good. It's not as good. But it's cheaper, so you can drink more of it.
This is not going to help your endurance. You're arm wrestling the one guy that this is going to hurt you. You'll fade if you keep eating like this.
Everything that you're saying is a theory. And I've realized
no, it's a fact, bro.
These are all theories, and theories aren't worth anything to me anymore. I've realized that all I need to do, look at, see that oil? That's a reflection of my training. I'm going to take a picture of this couch before the match, and you will see the dark stain, and that will tell you that I am ready.
This has got to be a scam to psych Michael Todd out.
You have to appreciate the man's commitment. He is committed to mass.
Damn, what are you talking about, Gary? Gary, have you never heard of macronutrients? Have you never heard of carbohydrates? What? I'm huge. I am freaking huge, and it's mostly to do with pancakes.
Uncle John, you've been eating clean now, dropping weight. Can Devin Larratt perform at a high level over the course of all these matches, eating like this?
Look, I know a few things about being a fat guy, but I'll tell you this: whenever I see Devin Larratt, he just does what he wants. Like, some people don't work by the same rules that the rest of us do, right? And if Devin wants to eat his pancakes and he wants to drink his syrup, I say, don't tread on this man. Let this man go to town. Let this man lead us to Desperation Day. Let this man lead the troll army down the path, marching hand in hand to the promised land.
I like
Uncle
you.
John.
I like you a lot, Uncle John.
He's
I,
a-
I always
Oh, that's
said
funny.
you were a good dude. I think you are the smartest guy east of Ottawa, for sure. For sure.
I appreciate
You
it.
might even be the #4 arm wrestler in Canada.
Yes,
Oh my
somebody
God.
get that on video right
You
now.
might be the #4 dude.
I am going on record. I'm going on record. I thought that trash talking was going to get record views, but now I know that the record views will come because people are going to log in and see if Devin Larratt has a heart attack.
Listen, if that happens, just know I died doing exactly what I wanted to do. And so long as I'm up in the count, this will go down in history as an indecisive victory, right? So long as I die on the way to the pin, whatever. Bury me big.
Yes.
Bury me big.
Devin Larratt, I just came up with something amazing. I will pay you money to do a John Grizzly homage with the gallon of maple syrup right before the match. Chugga chugga, not the whole thing, but I dare you. I dare you. Talk what you preach, bro.
Good idea. It's a good idea. I like it. And yeah, why not? Why not? I mean, I plan on drinking maple syrup anyways, so might as well drink a bit more. Yeah.
Oh my God. We have some super chats, Uncle John.
Oh, we got a whole bunch of super chats that came in all at once. Sorry if I'm missing anybody. Deadpool with $1.99 in Imperial units says, Devin, you're a pagan deity. Folk are paying tribute. Daniel Yurick with another $5 says, we got 75 likes. It's almost time for Jason to show us his rod off of his rack. Rando Commando 41 says, turn and burn. We got Joe Valentine has a question about Frankensteining an arm wrestler. Maybe we'll come back to that one. Joe, thank you very much. And another one from Joe Valentine. He says, for the grace of the might of our Lord in the home of the holy, from Sabaton. And finally, Dr. Humunculus. Aunt Jemima is not even real maple, is it? Canada should ban for this, Devin. Is that true?
Hey, it's
Aunt
just
Jemima is fake.
yeah,
That's
but it's
fake.
yeah, beggars can't always be choosers.
Yep.
I've seen your YouTube count. You can afford real maple syrup.
Listen, I am the most mismanaged YouTube channel in the world. Okay, I fuck it up constantly. Like I got not bad numbers, but believe me, if there's something you can do wrong, I'm doing it wrong. So don't get too excited about how much I'm making.
Can I ask Michael Todd a question?
Go for it.
I must believe that having listened to him now for 15 minutes, that your confidence level is just slowly ticking up. I mean, come on.
The only thing that has happened during this conversation is I want fucking pancakes. I mean, I am so jealous that Devin gets to eat pancakes.
You get them in the morning, jackass.
Oh, yeah.
I don't.
I do get pancakes tomorrow. Rebecca is mad at me about the pancakes, but I can't perform without eating clean. Devin is a different, person. He has a very good metabolism, and those pancakes may be fueling that right arm of his. So
Don't fall for it. Devin is working reverse psychology on you. This has to be a ploy.
You think way too highly of me, Gary. I am just a regular dude who likes to eat crap. Okay. Like I am considered the species of garbage bear. We have them all over in Canada. They live at the dumps. They eat everything. They do just fine. They do just fine. And you'll see, there's been studies about nutrition. It's all placebo. That's all nutrition is. If you think that street meat is good for you, it's good for you. It's really just that simple. What you think the food is doing is way more important than what we believe that the food is. And I know people who spend their whole life drinking Kool-Aid and they're massive. and there's no nutritional value to be found. It's like it's all a mystery. It's just if you believe, faith, Gary, faith. That's what you got to have.
100%.
I mean, you are carving your own path in terms of training for a big match. I'll tell you that.
Life is an experiment.
While I have both of you on the line, Devin Larratt, you put out a video a while ago that says whoever wins this match is the best in the world. I've seen some chit chat online. I personally think it's a great path to take. If you keep saying that, that's going to get the PAL guys to be a little annoyed and want to play ball. Can you reiterate that this is for the best in the world?
Well, I would say that Michael's the best in the world. That's what I'd say. I'd say that Mike's cleaned up North America. And look it, you cannot frame it very many ways that doesn't indicate that the PAL, listen, I don't want to talk about everybody in the East because I know there's a lot of guys who wanted to pull Michael. But the truth is that Levon was offered the match. Whether it was PAL that said no or whatever, that match was declined. If they really thought that they could win, they would have taken that match because there's no other show in town. And the money was good. The money is good. To reject this match has got to hurt. It's got to upset someone who thinks that they could win. So there has got to be enough doubt that they did not want the match. So to me, you can't say that you're the world champ and turn down an offer like what Michael was offering. It's a good offer at a time when there's no other options. So Mike's the world champ. If I beat Mike, there's a whole lot of questions. Okay.
Especially after your nutrition. You're killing me.
That has nothing to do with it, Gary.
I'm not saying it has something to do with it, but I'm saying that they have the strongest Devin Larratt. I can't. This can't be the way.
Gary,
do you look at strongman's diets? Do you see what they eat?
Yeah,
I mean,
but do they have endurance though, strongman?
Gary, stop. Gary, listen, I am a race car. Okay, I'm not like you. Okay, I need high glycemic carbohydrates. If I'm gonna be launching in outer space, I need jet fuel. Okay, and that's carbs. Carbs burn fast. I need jet fuel. Okay, none of this clean eating, slow digesting.
Okay, fine. But I will go on record saying that I think Michael Todd is faster than you, and this doesn't help you to be faster. I don't know if you can win this match just by being defensive.
That's got nothing to do with pancakes.
No, but what I'm saying is this nutrition doesn't make you faster. It's going to make you slower, sluggish, less endurance.
Gary, have you tried it?
Dude.
Yeah.
I used to be almost 280, 287 at one point. I used to have double Albertos throughout the day. Carne asada burritos, sour cream, guacamole, double tortilla twice a day, lunch, and then
we're
at
still
midnight.
Talking about two different cars, Gary. We're talking about a Pinto and a Ferrari.
I know. Julian, who's
yes, sir.
Devin Larratt or Michael Todd?
Oh man, you're gonna put me on the spot like that.
Hey, you want it in the show. Give me a pick.
Yeah. All right. I want Devin Larratt to win, but Michael Todd might take it. If he can get him, with the 3 or 4 matches quick. If he does, I agree with Michael Todd. If he doesn't get him out quick, Devin's gonna be a match.
You used to be a fighter. Am I crazy to think that this nutrition, it doesn't help you prepare for a match?
I don't know, because I'm skinny and I have a high metabolism and I eat whatever I want, and I've always made weight. I've never had troubles making weight, and I used to walk around at 170 and fight at 145. So I'm not a nutritionist, so I can't be a judge on that.
Jason, does
It's
it
hard for
concern
me to
you?
gain weight.
I mean, it's two very different ends of the spectrum, and they're both very extreme. They're very, very extreme. And I see Devin smiling as I'm saying that. He knows it's very extreme. So if it's the 100% truth of just like legit pancake syrup and like this is like a daily thing, I mean, it's very extreme. But who knows? He's saying that what he's learned throughout his entire career, it's like all bullshit and throw it out the window. Like he's saying like, so who knows? Everybody's body reacts differently to everything. So this is just amazing what the outcome will be of this.
Michael Todd said a half hour ago that he tried this with Andre Pushkar and it didn't make him at his peak.
But that's Michael.
But he's a Ferrari.
That's the thing.
Ferrari.
You would just put in. You got to put in metabolism, genetics. I'm not Devin. I've never been the skinny guy. You know, Devin has had a lean, aesthetic body his whole life. You know, I've just never been that guy. If my genetics are a 300+ pound, you know, hay hauling country boy, that's if I ate like a normal person, that's what I would look like.
So
have to feed my body an athlete to perform. You know, I'm that guy. Devin is a different specimen. So I mean, I think what he's doing makes a ton of sense. And I don't know what did you weigh this morning, Devin?
257.
See, I ate bad 4 days and I weighed 271, and I was 262 last week. You know,
it's so easy for me to lose weight if I want. It is a war for me to gain weight. Like I really have to push. I discovered this whole carb thing when I was overseas. I think I talked about it. I said corn-fed pumps. I found that when I would eat like high glycemic processed food, and I have this discussion with fitness people all the time. I have this discussion with smart guys who are in the fitness industry, and they always think I'm an idiot. And I probably am. But I just know, from personal experience, the quality of workout that I get after putting that stuff in my body is way higher. Like if you feed me like 3 chocolate bars, or like I eat like a bag and a half of Doritos, and then I go and work out, I'll have way more blood flow, way more pump, like way more carbs flowing into my blood quickly that are getting into my cells quickly, way faster than yams or rice or the healthy stuff can ever do. And that's why I say it's like, you know, it's like race car fuel, right? That's why I do it. And yeah, I know it's not good for me, but at the same time, I'm running hot, you know? I've got my foot on the gas, and I mean, it's a short-term strategy. I mean, I wouldn't tell anybody go on the pancake super diet for 5 years. But if you got a match in 2 or 3 months and you want to show up and you don't care what you look like, you just want to be as strong as possible, I think excess carbs, only good news.
Okay, Devin Larratt, what is your weight on game day? Pick it.
I will be Devon. That's all you need to know.
Michael Todd, what's your weight? Guess it.
It's going to be within 10 pounds of where I'm at right now. I mean, so I don't expect to be massive. I expect to be extremely fit and extremely strong, but also extremely healthy, you know? So that's just the me that performs best. You know, if I put the right fuel in my body, I perform better. That's my metabolism. That's my body. But also psychologically, I feel better if I look better. So, you know, go ahead.
I asked Neil Pickup this question, and I'd like to ask you guys, if you were to have your perfect super match scenario where you could pick the exact to the second break between matches, how many seconds do you need, Michael Todd? And then Devin answer.
5.
5?
5 seconds. That's it.
That's all you need.
Keep the strap on. Somebody say go.
No rest.
Why? We're both warriors. We can handle it. I don't give a shit, man. It doesn't matter. We're going to figure it all out. People think too much about this shit. What you're going to have, either I'm going to smack the shit out of Devin Larratt, or the match is going to stop and it's going to be a war. And I don't know what's going to happen. I'm hoping for first, but I'm expecting the latter. You know what I mean?
Here's what you got to know about the time is it's never enough time. If you do get burnt, 2 minutes is not enough. A minute and a half is not enough. A minute's not enough. 5 minutes, you might start to get some kind of actual recovery for arm wrestling. So it doesn't, a minute and a half is kind of, I think, an acceptable amount of time for TV to, have the analysts do their thing, to go back and talk to your corner, talk a little bit of smack. A big consideration is entertainment, Is a minute good? Maybe. Is a minute and a half good? Maybe, somewhere in there. But the thing is Michael and I, last time, I don't know how many matches we actually did the full minute and a half. I don't think we did many.
I don't think we did any.
0.
Did we do 0? I'd have to look at it again. But I know that, obviously there was you called me up and I, went for it and whatever. Whatever. I don't care. But yeah, there's never enough time. That's the thing. Once you are gassed, you're going to stay gassed.
HD Cloud asked if the winner is still signing the other guy's arm.
I didn't know we were doing that. Is it a permanent marker? What are you signing with? I know there's supposed to be T-shirts.
Yeah, there's that Invincible Devin or Invincible Michael shirt was supposed to work.
Yeah. I honestly feel like we should print those and bring them.
Well, why don't you just bring that hammer with you?
It's going to say here. There's no need for me to climb up that ladder to get it down, Devin. You're welcome to come see it anytime you want, though.
Be careful, Michael.
I'm so hungry.
we're just sitting here starving, watching Devin eat.
Hey, Devin Larratt, Michael Todd has kind of hinted what his plans are for the future of the sport, what he'd like to do. What you've been doing in the last 6 months, will you change it up in the next year or so? Are you staying on the same path as far as the growth of you and your channel and, just traveling around and pulling as many people as possible?
Before you answer, Devin, he clearly does not watch any of our content. So,
yeah.
Devin is a nomad arm wrestler. He wants to travel the world arm wrestling.
I know. See, I said that's what he's been doing. And I want to know if there's the exact same thing or plans to switch it up.
No, that's probably what it looks like. Just traveling around, arm wrestling, having good times. It is, a few of us have gotten lucky, where our channels or whatever we got, whether we got sponsors or whatever, we're in a position where we are legit full-time professional arm wrestlers. I'm lucky between my pension and the bit I get from YouTube and a few other little business things that I've done over the years, that I can do whatever I want to do. It's fabulous.
Rebecca says he's in lockdown. I'm talking about after lockdown, when life goes back to normal.
Yeah. I'll probably, my rough plan is I've got a lot of stuff that I've kind of been putting on the back burner. I probably will see myself in the States in July. That's what I think. I've got a bunch of people that I want to see and do some fun stuff and get out and just train and just be a hobo. And then August, I might come back and do the same kind of thing in Canada. I want to, whatever. I just want to have fun and good times, man.
Do you need names at the practices you go to, or can you just go to anyone's practice?
I'll go anywhere. Doesn't matter. I really, at this point, I can do whatever I want to do.
I got a question for you, Devin. Earlier in the show, we were talking a bit about betting and the future of betting in the game. Yeah. Is there any chance that we will be able to bet on you versus Michael?
So it's been a very busy past week with ARMBet. I've learned so much about business since I retired from the military. When I got out of the Army, I didn't know anything other than really Army guy stuff. And I started to get involved with a few businesses, ARMBet being one of them. And I made a lot of very naive decisions right out of the gates, which probably for the last 6 months I've been trying to fix. And I just finally did it. Well, I shouldn't say we have fixed things as of Friday. So we have a brand new team in ARMBet that I'm so happy about. Now we have like a total rock star cast. And we've been looking very heavily at the betting for the Michael, for the Dubai event. And we could have it, but I don't think that we will, because it'll be far from what we want it to be. Mm-hmm. But without a doubt, arm wrestling will have betting. I know that there's a lot of leagues. ARMBet is, another group that is we will absolutely have betting at some point. We will, by the next release that we do, which I'll guess will be within the next month. So the next update that the app puts out, there will be a feature to transfer coins. The coins are not tied to real money at this point, but it is going to be a proving ground. It is going to shake out all the bugs of how we want to do things so that we can basically show a company, show with a license and everything. This is our traffic. This is how it works. And I mean, to do like gambling with all the legalities and the permits, oh my God, you're talking about, I don't know, maybe $4 million. Like it's a lot of legal, it's a lot of headache. So it'll be a while before I think we get there, but it's possible. It's possible that it might be just as a one-of thing, just like a one-of bet on Michael or I.
Gotcha. That's exciting.
We bet on ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, will that be legal? Will that be allowed for us to bet on ourselves?
That would be foolish, Michael. But yes, you could do that.
Hey, Michael Todd has called me out for not watching your content 4 times this show. I watched Devin Larratt eating sushi and going through a McDonald's drive-through with Matt Mask. I've attempted to watch content, but
that's not my channel. That's Matt's channel.
I'm just saying I've watched your content and I've watched you, Michael Todd, but I am behind. Yes, I am behind. But this is huge that I have both of you guys on this channel. And as the interview, sometimes you're just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. You never know.
Hey, we got some major super chats. We had 98 Blower with $100 super chat. He says, this money is to be spent buying Devin the best bottle of maple syrup. 98 Blower, as soon as I can leave Nova Scotia to go visit Devin, I will hand deliver the finest Nova Scotian maple syrup that I can find.
Oh, man.
It is happening.
I knew there was a good reason that I popped on this show.
Right?
It was actually Evan. Evan called me up. And he's like, Michael's on the show. You got to get on that Zoom call right now.
Well, thank you for joining. Evan Burgoyne says, is it bad that he worries about your health, Devin?
Listen, it's so funny. I've got people calling me. I've got my friends calling me. They're like, Devin, I'm worried you're doing irreparable damage. And here's the best one. Here's the best one. Devin, will you ever be able to get your old body back, or will your skin always be loose on your belly now?
Was that Engen? Was that Engen who called you up?
No, Engen doesn't call me anymore. Yeah. Engen hasn't talked to me in quite some time.
Devin, I got good news for you. That when you need a open heart surgery for your triple bypass, they can now just go through your balls. They no longer need to crack your
good.
chest open.
Oh, that's great news.
They
Yeah.
go through a vein in your groin and on up in there. Clean
Oh.
that business out.
Awesome. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. I need
Hey,
more things shoved
Don't
into
put
my
that too
balls.
on him. He's gonna be fun. But guys, I got to get off here. We are watching The Last Kingdom, and I stopped my enjoyment
Michael,
of watching this show.
hey,
So
you're
yeah.
dead meat, Mike. Don't you forget it. I'm gonna crack that wrist back.
I already forgotten everything you just said.
Don't
so-
forget it. Don't forget it.
Tell him you're gonna crack it, Michael.
Horrible memory.
As a parting word, Cleave It to Diener with a $10 super chat. He says, the both of you have played a huge part in my newfound passion for this sport. It has been fun to create a troll name, leave comments on your content, and I hope to one day start pulling. Peace. Cleave It to Diener.
And Mark Huckabee, $5 says, I love both Devin and Michael. Good luck and stay healthy.
We appreciate the support, guys, and I look forward to a good time with my good friend Devin Larratt.
Stop it. Stop it. Michael.
Yeah. Trash talk. Stacy Morgan
out,
says,
champ.
Gary, $10
We'll see you
super
guys.
chat. Buy yourself
Yeah,
some
Mike.
maple syrup. Thank you, Michael. Thanks for
Thanks,
stopping
Michael. Thanks,
in.
Rebecca.
Peace out, champ.
Guys, I'm out of here too. Thanks so much. Love you guys. Love everything you do. I'm not always commenting, but I very often will just throw your guys' feeds on and I'll just listen to them while I'm doing my rehab or whatever. I love the stuff you guys do for the community. You guys are wicked.
Thanks,
Thanks.
Devin.
Devin.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Devin.
Devin.
Pull that-
Gary,
pull
what
that
the
out with that.
hell is up with Barry Bourne, man? Seriously.
Dude,
I know you caught a lot of heat for it, but I personally loved that segment where you wouldn't leave him alone. I thought that
Yes.
was I thought it was so funny. So yeah, I'd like to see that more. But Gary, be careful. He's gonna kill you. You know that.
dude, I went up to him Friday night and I said, what's up, pussy? And he's like, he got scared. He ran away. He's like, dude, he's not as
Gary.
tough as he plays on Facebook.
He's gonna kill you. Just be careful. Like it's funny and everything, but be careful.
Hey, you know, I was a Marine. I didn't-
I know, Gary.
I didn't go to war, but I trained to kill. Bam!
Devin's worrying
Okay,
about you, Gary.
Never mind. Forget I said anything. You're gonna destroy Barry. I forgot you were.
I'm just saying I am kind of crazy.
Oh, I think
I'm a-
we all know that, Gary. I think
I'm a
we-
little loose.
No
I'm a
doubt.
little loose. Devin, thanks for coming on, man. We really appreciate it.
Devin.
Thanks so much,
Hey,
guys.
man,
Good,
I'm looking
Dev.
for that upset. Looking
Take care.
forward to it.
Devin.
Take it easy, guys.
Oh damn, Deadpool. Devin promised you will fix your diet after the match. Sorry, Deadpool. Thanks.
We
for the
also
super
had
chat.
Barry Can't Box Dopey Born. He said, in my humble opinion, the Michael Todd of today is above all the old versions of himself. Devin is not any better than he has been in the past, but he's still a beast.
Damn it, we missed
Yep.
Daniel Urich. Michael was my second pick on Falling Timber, but after seeing what he does and hearing where his mind is, I was converted.
By the way, I think it can just be said, like when Devin and Michael are here, we kind of have to let them do their thing, right? You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
we appreciate the super chats, but I think everybody can kind of agree that this is their time to do what they do.
Yeah. And Aussie Arm Wrestler 299 super chat left a meeting to pop in to say good day and bang. Thank you very much, sir. And you got Cleveland Deaver. I think we're caught up.
We caught
Oh
up.
my
Let us know if
gosh.
we missed anybody.
That was
We'll-
wild.
we'll go
That was
back.
awesome. That was awesome.
Dude, now
Yeah.
listen, just for the record, I was kind of like playing a role by going a little hard on Devin. I get it. He might be unique, but it's still, I got to play with that. I mean, I got to play a little bit because most people cannot do. Now, I have an ultra marathon running buddy. He runs 100 miles, and before he'd start a race, he would eat a big bowl of pasta, but he did not do that every day. Like he didn't, that was just,
Of course. Yeah. And Devin even said he was doing this for a limited amount of time just to bump up his weight. And, you know, I didn't want to chime in, but it almost reminded me. So I was on a cruise last year, right before COVID in January, and I can't put on any weight. Like I've tried so much to do it. I can't do it. I haven't gone to a nutritionist. I haven't gone to anybody to like find out more about it, but I haven't been able to. But whenever I go on a cruise, I eat like 5 to 7 meals a day. And this was my first 2-week cruise. Before that, I haven't been able to break 200 pounds since I was in college, like doing heavy powerlifting stuff. But after that cruise, that bumped me up to like 205. And then ever since then, I've been able to hold at around 202 as my normal walking weight. And that like stunted, that just gave me that little extra push to put on extra weight for my size. So I can understand what Devin was saying is it's hard for him to put on the weight. So what looks like is crazy to us for the amount of crap that he's taking in, like I understand it. Like because it doesn't matter what I eat, I can't gain weight. So
no, and I get what he's saying, but if you're arm wrestling Michael Todd, and then later on he says at 1.5 minutes it won't make a difference, at 2 minutes it won't make a difference, and I'm 100% believing that when you're arm wrestling a guy that says he only needs 5 seconds between matches, that those pancakes, that's when it's going to hurt you. You're going to want more than 5 seconds.
It's possible
between
for sure.
Matches.
It's
like,
it's
I
possible.
But that only works if you're not operating off the idea that endurance is based on strength. So if Devin gets so strong that he doesn't need to get burnt out, if that's his plan, to get so strong that he won't get burnt out, then it isn't going to matter.
Right.
Yep.
Because endurance and strength are very, very closely tied. If you're so strong that nobody can give you a match, or you can't take a match, or you're winning your matches and you're controlling it, the endurance doesn't really matter.
I feel like the strength,
fatigue setting in.
I think the strength will determine match 1 or 2, and the endurance is going to determine 3, 4, 5, and 6 after the heavy hitting. Who said it the other? Neil Pickup. Both of you guys said the other day on the show that there's no hit left after the first match. Didn't you guys say that?
I didn't say that, but there was talk about that. Yes.
We will see. I mean, we will see, because I've heard in the past from different people that, typically, like what Michael was saying about Andre Pushkar, that he felt strong, but it wasn't the same. And like, I've heard that from people that have tried to put on so much weight beforehand. Like, the general average consensus is their endurance lacked, like, going a longer distance with it. So who knows? I mean, it could backfire. It could, if it turns into a long grinding match like the previous have, it could backfire on Devin, but who knows?
Hey, by the way, if you are ever going to buy stock in syrup, as soon as Devin Larratt wins, there's going to be about 300,000 people from the internet that go and buy a bunch of Aunt Jemima. I'm just
he needs to get a syrup sponsor. He needs that. Like, sign the contract right now.
Yeah. Can you imagine the commercials? Oh my gosh, that would be epic. That they would sell some Aunt Jemima.
Hey, we need to see a rod. Daniel Yurick with another $5. It's 120. We're at 125 likes. Oh, baby.
I don't know if you can see it too well, but yeah, so there's the pattern.
Spin it so the line isn't in there. Oh, yeah, that's a beauty. So those are all individual strands.
Correct. They're all individual strands of thread. So depending on the type of pattern you're trying to lay and what you're trying to accomplish, the pattern. So it's typically A, B, C, and D, and then there's an up and down on each line. So that's how you start the pattern, and you map it out beforehand, and then you just keep on going.
Amazing.
Yeah, they're all individual.
Who's 98 Blower with $100?
Yeah, 98 Blower.
Have they ever super chatted before?
I don't believe so. But when I get to go to Devin's house, so I'm going to go and hang out with Devin. It was supposed to happen last year. As soon as COVID nonsense in Canada is over, I will bring him the finest bottle of maple syrup I can find.
So this is for real. We have to set aside that money to buy an expensive maple syrup.
I will set aside the cash, and I will get like a real bottle of maple syrup.
Oh my gosh.
Go ahead.
Can I just say one thing? Michael Todd was downplaying it, but there's no way he's not loving everything Devin is saying. He cannot believe that is going to work.
I think he's loving it because he's probably putting his own experience in his shoes. Like he said, when he was 300 and whatever pounds against Andre Pushkar, he's probably like, that shit didn't work against that, so there's no way it's going to work against me. You're probably right. He's probably thinking like, this is excellent, but
Yeah, but I like what Devin was saying when he said it's a placebo effect. And I coming from the fighting world, it's 95% mental, 5% physical.
right.
Mental has a lot to do with it. So if you truly, truly believe that that's what's going to work for you, it might work for you. So, and that's the mind is the strongest muscle you got. So,
Yes.
Devin Larratt, hashtag food coma. When I eat like shit, I gotta take a nap. I don't understand how that's not happened to all y'all bitches.
well,
Go ahead, read
me
it.
having a high metabolism, I eat all the time, dude. I eat, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 meals a day, and then snacks like
Yeah,
high
but is
protein
it junk food?
snacks in between.
You're not eating junk food 4 or
Yeah.
5 times a day. What?
Shit, yeah, dude, that's
You
all I
left-
eat all day.
Oh my god, herpes
That's all I
asperini. Read herpes asperini.
Well, we got Hermes. Hermes Desperini had one first for $4.99. He says, John, remember when I said to get them both on here? Well, it happened and it was amazing. Devin clearly is the A type that is carrying the sport. Devin is amazing. Herpes Asperini with a $20 super chat. He says, I want everyone to know that the arm wrestling different trades was not Rebecca's idea. That was Daniel Urich's idea. He came up with it months ago. We've been discussing how to launch it successfully for weeks. That's true. I did talk to Daniel Urich as well, and he was the one that originally said, I think it's really cool if a guy like Michael would go and arm wrestle people in different trades, like timber fallers, electricians, like the dirty jobs type of stuff. And then they would arm wrestle, and then Michael would have to do that job. And I think it is a golden idea. It's a really, really good idea.
Yeah, that is cool.
Hey, Uncle John, I got to put down my kid for a few minutes. Can you mind the show for a second? I'll make you host.
Let's do it. So, Jason and Julian, let's talk a little bit more from the fan perspective of this match.
I want the upset.
Another $5 says, let me know if we need more money from the bottle, Uncle John. Blower, I will not let this go. I will find the best thing I possibly can here on the East Coast. And this might not happen for a while because travel is still completely restricted in Canada. But I guarantee you this will happen, and I will put a bow on it, and we'll do videos, and we'll do the whole 9 yards.
That's awesome.
But for
I
you
have
guys,
seen a $75 bottle of maple syrup before.
yeah, well, then that's what we're
$75.
That's what we're going for. It's going to be the cream of the crop. I'll tell you that.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
I
so
love maple syrup.
we all just talked to the two biggest arm wrestlers on the planet right now. They're the only ones with the huge match coming up. They're the ones with all the eyes on them. What are you guys thinking about the outcome of this match after what we've seen in the last few weeks and what we've just heard tonight?
You go ahead, Marlo.
So I mean, look, they are, and it's not surprising. They're both going to be confident, and they both need to show that confidence to really feel it. And I think Michael Todd needs it more just for his mental psyche. Devin's doing it to tap into Michael's psyche, not for Devin's own psyche.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's not surprising that they're both going to be displaying the confidence that they do and the tactics that they both go with. You know, Devin's going to poke and attack Michael a little bit. I think Michael's going to really lay back a little bit more and try to hide anything that may bother him. But from that, I mean, look, I honestly think that Devin is so motivated to he probably feels so upset about the last loss. And he said that Michael Todd taught him a lesson, especially with how he pulled. Look, they're both so dedicated that they're both willing to go to the nth degree to not lose this match. So, I mean, it's going to be on both sides we're gonna see the biggest display of just pure dedication on both sides. And like, I expect it to still go the same way. I don't expect it to be any fast match. I expect it to be like 3 to 5 minute matches every single round. And I expect both of them to be absolutely dead on the table at the end of that super match.
I agree with you there. I think it is going to be war.
100%.
I don't
100%.
think there's a way around it. I don't think there's a way around it that that it will be wars. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Maybe there will be some funky stuff, maybe 1 or 2 matches, but for the most part, we're gonna see some crazy stuff. Personally, I'm very, very conflicted because every time I go against Michael Todd, every single time I get burned. Every single time I go against Michael Todd. But I do love Devin Larratt. I am an adopted Canadian. I've been living in Canada for 7 years now. My original bet was 3-2 to Michael, but now it sounds like they're pulling 7. I'm wavering. And I don't know which way to go yet, but we'll see in the next few months.
To add a little bit to mine before you chime in, Julian. So initially, before Devin, for the first rematch for them, for their final trio, right? If that was going to happen, I was going to pick Devin for sure. After the whole COVID thing happened and after Devin got sick, when they announced that match, I was like 100% Michael Todd. Seeing Devin now in the videos from when he was originally sick and the news of him, you know, the whole time that he was sick and all that time, and seeing him now, it's just like, holy hell, what a like visually, what a transformation. And that's just like the reminder to not count Devin out and not even look at this, him getting his health stuff as a crutch. Like it's almost like this is like regular Devin, and it's like, it is back to just splitting hairs. And I think Michael Todd's 100% true. I think it's whoever makes the fewest mistakes is going to win this match. And it's going to be so critical not to make that one mistake in this match. Like, Devin has taken away anything with the health. And I think it's just like a completely even match again. And it's just amazing, the turnaround of events. And I'm 100% conflicted, just like you, Uncle John. 100% conflicted.
I feel the same way completely. My only thing is I really want Devin to win because I want the upset, and if he wins, then that's going to cause for another match.
Okay.
It just will. And then
Sorry.
hold on. No.
Sorry.
No, I want Devin to get the upset, and I want like Michael to maybe get like 2 flashes, and then out of nowhere Devin just puts the brakes on and it just becomes an all-out war with Devin winning in the long run. Yeah.
Well, I think we can all agree on one thing at the end of the day, and that is the fact that Uncle John is number 4 in
Hell yeah.
I love that part. Hey, can I ask you guys, what is better for the sport? A Devin win or Michael win?
Devin win.
Devin win. That's
why.
Yeah.
Well, Devin has at this point in time, Devin has a bigger following, and Devin's followers at this point are much more mobile and much more vocal. And I think that will push. If Devin gets it, guess what? It's getting rubbed in every European's face ever in the history of time on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
100%. Engen is going to get trolls coming to his channel. It'll never end.
So Devin said, oh my gosh, so many more questions. So you're saying the fog year would actually be better for the sport?
100%. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Yeah. The upset.
So it is an upset.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like Michael said, Devin's got everything to gain and nothing to lose, and Michael's got everything to lose and nothing to gain.
But Devin Larratt says he's number 1 in the world. So he's stating
Yeah, well, if Devin is fighting Michael, why wouldn't you say he's #1 in the world?
Right. And
So
if I was gonna pull Julian, I'd say he's #1 in the world too.
right.
Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Damn it. Jamie Sheldon was on in the chat earlier. He kind of, I'm not sure I took his Facebook posts, but he seemed a little annoyed, like the best in the world coinage was being thrown out there.
Oh, sure.
And I was like, I just want, from a pure marketing standpoint, the minute I'm giving away decent prize money and I go to these, and I'm going to do the exact same model they're doing. Back in the old day, going to all the big tournaments, I'm just going to create my own content, go to Uncle John's house, go to Jason Merlot's house, and just give away money, announce like Devin, turn on the ARMBet app. Here's where I am. We're going to create a show at this guy's house. And let me tell you, when the prize money is right, that clip is going to be the best person in, what's your town? Or Eastern Canada.
Yeah.
Bam. Like, I don't care who wins. He will be the best. When I'm at Julian's house, Julian, you live in Texas, be the best in Texas. Every clip. Because what I want is exactly what they want Igor to do, is I want people to be annoyed that I keep pushing out content, because I hope to have 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 followers one day. And when I'm giving away good money, I want everyone to be annoyed that someone else is being said they're the best, so they show up at my event to prove otherwise. I mean, that's my plan. So
I love it.
Why not? You're the best in the world. Michael Todd or Devin Larratt.
One of the problems is, how do you define the best in the world? Because not everyone defines best in the world the same. And then how do you determine that? Right. So I think, the ROTN thing is a pretty good thing. The problem right now, and I think one of the reasons that Jamie was kind of trying to express that, what I got out of it anyways, was the fact that we just don't have any freaking data. Like, the data is lost at this point because of COVID, right?
Yep.
So even if we say Michael is #1, why is Michael #1? Well, Michael is viewed as #1 because of a weird situation where he didn't face the other guy because he couldn't, and or the organization wouldn't. So does that really make him #1? And if you're only #1 in the eyes of half the world, does that still make you #1? So it's just so foggy. And that's why I think we just continue the fogginess throughout COVID. Let it be foggy.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. That'll create good content. You're saying your
100%.
guy's #1. They're going to create content that says he's not #1. Our guy is #1. And at some point, there's debate, there's content. That's good for the sport. That's good for producers. No harm in saying that. No harm.
Ernie Desperini, $4.99 says, Michael on top is boring for the sport. Devin being #1 is going to light the sport on fire again.
I think Devin brought an excellent point. Devin said when he came on here, he said if he wins this match, it brings up a lot of questions. And I think that is 100% accurate, because there are matches out there that probably would, I don't know how to say it, but I feel like there are more people that could possibly beat Devin than Michael. And it's just how styles make matches. But Devin brought it up that there's a lot more questions if he wins this match. Now, if Michael wins this match, I think we're going to still see a continued Michael chomping and chomping and chomping at the bit to get Lev on quickly. I think he's going to push that hardcore after that, regardless of whether they shot down the match or not. I think if Michael takes on Devin, he's going to proclaim himself as #1, which in how Devin put it, they turned down that match. So Michael's #1. So yeah, I think he could really push if he beats Devin after this.
Well, hey, let's not forget, if it makes mad money, that's even more incentive for them to try to work something out. Like, you wouldn't ignore that, right?
Right.
If Devin Larratt and Michael Todd prove like, oh shit, they made money over there, Igor's going to be like, well, it would behoove us to, do. And Uncle John,
yes,
I wasn't saying ROTN would be a way to determine who's number one. I was purely talking about marketing, ARMTV marketing. I'm going to treat, when you win my event, I'm going to treat you like you're the best. Like I'm rolling out the red carpet. I'm going to make you look like a rock star. I want all the other arm wrestlers to come party at my house. You may not be the best, you know, but I'm going to treat you like you are.
I think the ROTN format is actually a really good way to find out who the real best is. Like, let's just say, for example, instead of having Jason Tarver, Matt Pyle, and all those guys, let's say it was Michael Todd, Devin Larratt, Jerry, all the best in North America, the 5 or 8 best or whatever. What would that ROTN look like? Like, you know, first one to, you know, like,
dude, wait till I get some money soon. Let me
that's
tell
what
you,
I'm saying. So
all these
I
guys
think that
putting on
format
big
is
stuff.
a great format to see who actually is the best arm wrestler, not the, you know, oh, I'm the greatest in the world against this guy, that guy, and this guy. No, I'm the greatest in the world because I beat all these guys in the same day, right after one another.
Dude, you guys, arm wrestling community, you give me some.
I love the ROTN. I wish I could have competed in it.
Well, you were working, buddy. You were working.
Yeah, I know. And I had fun either way. So
arm wrestling community, help me get to Alex's channel's numbers. Oh, we're going to do some fun stuff, man. We're going to do some fun.
Oh, and the ROTN proved that you can hit after one more or after one match because Cody Dollar guy, I don't know.
Yeah.
He hit several people after he was tired and he was still through people. So
well, you can do it if you're against people that are significantly lesser. Right?
Yeah, here's the thing. That tournament is a perfect example that happens 100 other events. Like the top 8 guys, there's such a difference between 1 and 2 or 2 and 3, and then 3 and 6. It's like all over the place. So it doesn't necessarily give the best arm wrestling, but that formula we show that when we get like really, if you tell me who's your top 8 guys under 200 pounds, and then I get them all in that thing, let me tell you, it's going to be crazy to find out who's on top. But I'm so glad you brought that back around because can I read something for you guys real quick?
Please do.
So Cody Dollar, he posted on Facebook, and I was really surprised because I remember Cody Dollar's name. He was a member way back in the day, but he says, well, after not pulling a tournament since 2019, the wife and I decided the first ROTN tournament since 2009 would be a great way to make a comeback in the sport. Boy, did we pick a good one. Travis, Paul, Gary, and many others did a hell of a job. Say what you want about Travis, but I personally love the guy, and he put on a hell of a show. It was a crazy format, and I had to pull somewhere over 30 matches to get the 21 wins, and ended up winning the 209 class on the left, and only took 1 loss to a very beefy Max Taubin. Anyways, I was so cool to see someone say, hey man, I want to get back. I've been out of the sport a couple of years. I want to come back. He even referenced the 2009 ROTN to even put an event that had 20 grand prize money. He put it in the same sentence to event. We only had 3,000. That meant a lot, Cody, that you recognize the event returned, even though it's not the same prize money. We'd like it to be someday. Thank you for the nice post, and thank you for coming out.
Gotta start somewhere. Start somewhere.
Dude.
Also, Cody Dollar looks massive. Like I remember him from back in the day, and he looks thick.
Dude, he's a
not
tank.
Bad thick, but like good thick, like heavy duty.
Straight tank.
Yeah.
Straight tank.
We got a super chat from Isaac Ford for $4.99. He says, Gary, next time you see Barry Bourne, just drop him on the spot.
Okay, I just want to say something about this. He acted like he wanted to do fist to fist. Now listen, dude, I wanted a boxing match. I don't want to get black eyes with bare fists. I wanted the gloves. So I knew I had some gloves on. I knew I could take a shot and get the content that I wanted, but I was like, I'm not throwing a gloved hand at him and then return as a fist. I did want the gloves. So I did not want a street fight. A street fight, no rules. I wanted a boxing match. I watched him box. I wanted that match because I thought he wasn't very good, but I didn't want a street fight. So for all the people messaging me, why don't you just go outside with him? It's like, hey, bro, I'm taking care of a 12-month-old. I didn't want to get my head cracked on the cement and all that business. Anyways, boy, tonight was fun. I gotta be honest, Devin Larratt was hilarious.
Yeah.
He was on. He was on for sure.
With the food stuff. Would that psych you guys out with that strategy?
Well, it's a long-term burn, right? We got another 6 weeks of this, 7 weeks of this.
No, but I'm saying, like, if you were his competitor, would that, finding him funny, talking about pancakes, downing syrup, would you take it seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because in MMA, a lot of people play the antics to try to get in your head, even if it's not shit talk. It could just be, being a nice guy, bringing you stuff at the weigh-ins, stuff to try to get you off your game, like Devin mentioning, let's go left-handed, when there's probably a good amount of money on the right hand. So why pull left right now? It's just all mind games,
The fact of the matter is now for the next 7 weeks, Michael's going to have to deal with people in his comments and in the chats being like, why don't you pull left? Why don't you pull left? And it doesn't matter how many times he addresses it. Why don't you pull left? Why don't you pull left?
Sure.
Over and over and over again. So, weight of volume.
You just got to be a little tougher on the comments. We had a conversation. Very clear as day about these commenters. And I said, here's the deal. I keep repeating this number. Uncle John, yourself. In order, I don't know where I read this, but there's plenty of YouTube channels on. In order to make a living on YouTube, you need 1,000 super fans. 1,000 super fans who will buy your stuff, watch your shows, do all you. And I was like, you can't be hurt. Those are just Michael. Those are just Devin Larratt super fans. He just has a few more of them. You'll get yours, and they'll go troll other people. Your super fans will have your back no matter what. So as long as you recognize when you're getting trolled by someone else, that's just their super fans. It's super fans will do and say anything in defense of their person. So don't
Speaking of trolling, I was trolling Greg Gray for his match with Matt Craig, and because I said that he looks like Sweeney Todd, Neil Patrick Harris, Sweeney Todd, or not Sweeney Todd, but Lemony Snicket's, and I kept tagging him in these gifs on Facebook, and I think I got underneath the skin. He ended up blocking me on Facebook.
Oh boy, that's heating up too. That's another match.
There's footage. Greg Gray, he was at one of my first practices I ever went to, and he was like $132 or something. Like, he was so small. I cannot see this guy. I can only see the guy that I knew, and I have no idea.
Just go watch Lemony Snicket's on Netflix.
Oh my gosh, he was so thin and small, and not nearly the bulky dude you see now.
Well, that was probably 20 years ago too, right?
Yeah, but it's just weird to see.
So Daniel Urich coming through with another big super chat. He says, Missile Dump Door is the chat MVP. Mizell Jador has been killing it in this chat. So everybody, Mizell, put your link up for your YouTube. Everybody go and subscribe to Mizell Jador's channel. Daniel Urich also says, super match for Evan Burgoyne, me versus Evan in a 12-ounce curl off. I like his style. I'd be interested in seeing that. Yes.
Hey, guys, Mizell, thank you. You are a beast, dude.
100.
Hey, guys, I'm going to go ahead and head it out. I got to.
Hey, before you leave, you guys didn't notice the difference tonight between last week. Can anyone point out the difference in the shows?
I'm your daddy.
Yes.
That troll?
We did not get trolled tonight. Do you know why we did not get trolled tonight?
No, why?
Because I went into the Zoom super settings and I clicked, you have to have a Zoom account.
Nice.
You can't just be a rando login. And that took
care of it.
Okay, we're gonna wrap up tonight's show. We want to thank you, everyone who joined us this evening. I would like to put a shout out. Santiago's our last Patreon member, but please pop on over to ARMTV's Patreon. I want to have the record that I have the most Patreons in arm wrestling, and I'm behind right now. So
How many do you have right now?
I have 13.
Oh, I'm killing you, Gary.
Yeah. You're do you know what number 1 is?
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I have 26.
Wow. Yeah, you're killing me. Voice of Arm Wrestling is the leader, I think.
Yeah, they got a lot. But I think they only have like a $2 tip thing or something like that.
Yeah, but it's still at 54. Top Row King 29. Uncle John, you're at what?
26.
Oh my gosh. When I looked last year at 17, you're crushing it.
Yeah, we've had a big couple months.
What'd you do different?
Well, I got a few big dogs. Big thanks to my sponsor level Patreon members, Robert Gould III, blackflagshop.com, and Copper Ridge Cutting LLC.
Wow.
Oh, Black Flag. I got to return an email of his. Damn it.
Black Flag is badass. I just got some Black Flag candle products the other day. I'm gonna have them on the show tomorrow night. Also, Justin Bishop is on the show tomorrow night. Arm Wrestling After Dark.
Oh,
My third favorite arm wrestler.
Justin Bishop.
Justin Bishop and possibly Josh Bishop as well.
Justin Bishop shocks
third
the
favorite arm
world.
wrestler.
Hey,
Hey,
dude, having
does
both
my
those-
mic sound a lot better? I got some new headphones.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry I didn't
Does it
mention
sound
that.
better than last time?
It does sound better. Thank you. Thank you for upping your game,
Okay,
Julian.
cool.
Hey, that was a big get to get those guys on.
Yeah,
It was
great.
awesome. I'm sure that content's going to be borrowed and put on other channels by tomorrow.
I'm sure.
All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us.
Peace
and
out,
we will
everybody.
see you next Tuesday.
Subscribe
like
to Arm
always.
Wrestling Mania.
Hey, what's your weight? Uncle John?
193.
Damn, it's amazing.
Woo-hoo-hoo, boy. 176.
176.
Better look
Here we
out.
come.
Better look out.
Okay, guys.
Yeah. I'm
Goodbye.
dropping more weight.
Take care, guys.
Later, deuces.